Looking forward to the week ahead, but want to get a sneak peek into how it's going to go? Well, come on in and let's have a chat about it. Hello, I am Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome to another weekly oracle reading for the week of March 1st. So happy to have you tuning in. Hoping you guys are doing well. This week, I was really drawn to a deck that I haven't pulled out in quite a while, the Tarot Grand Luxe by Ciro Marchetti. And any of you who watch me on a regular basis know that I love Ciro Marchetti's decks. And this one is a kind of a newish one to me. It's one of his older ones, but a newish one to me. So I thought we would whip it out and see what's going on. So let's call in all the archangels, ascended masters, highest guides, light beings, creature teachers, elementals, loved ones in spirit. Come on into this space to give us the clarity that we need to really understand our purpose this week. All right, so, I love it. We have the Star card, which is all about vision. I love this. So when we're talking about, setting a purpose, what is it that we need to know to fulfill our purpose? This is the perfect one. So the Star card is all about that vision. Where am I going? What do I need to contribute to that wellspring of resources in order to be able to get where I'm going? And how am I contributing to my goals from an intuitive and a psychic way, from an intuitive and a psychic perspective. And, I always talk about energy and energetics and how all of the energy that is around us is utilized for that purpose. This week, it's important that each and every one of us really tap in to that energy that is all around us, all within us, in order to be able to apply it to how we're moving forward. This card in particular, what I'm really drawn to is the silver they're not chalices, they're jugs, silver jugs. And each one of them is pouring out this beautiful, bright, divine white light. And what I'm hearing is it's important for each and every one of us this week to ask for help, to not forget that we have this spiritual the dream team, as I like to call them, all the ascended masters and archangels and the loved ones in spirit, all the people that I just listed beforehand, they're all a part of your dream team. And it's important that you ask them to involve them in what it is that you've got going on. You got big plans, you got a big project that you've got to do, and you're a little nervous about how it's going to turn out, but you want it to be successful. There's very, very few of us that enter into a project and we want it to be unsuccessful, although I'm sure there are times that is occurring as well. But then you can flip it and say, I want the successful outcome that I want, for me. But you want to involve the dream team in it. You want to involve those higher beings that are around us all the time, but we don't necessarily see them. So how can you this week really step into, I want to say, a space of surrender and understanding that there are other factors that you can tap into for your success. It's not just the five senses and what we see around us. I'm also hearing that this week there's a lot of illusion that's going on. Things are not always what they seem. And if we think about it in terms of the stars light up the night sky. Stars, we are made of star stuff. They are suns, they are planets, they are a part of a planetary system. And when we're thinking about illusory things, we think about the moonlight. The moonlight casts a soft glow, a gentle glow on things, and creates an illusion sometimes. It doesn't always look like what it seems. Well, the starlight comes in and adds a little bit of a brighter light and energy to it, and maybe clears away the illusion, makes it more clear what exactly is going on, makes the picture more with your ability to fine-tune the details, hone in on the details of it. So use your vision, use the starlight, use the night of the light to help you clear out anything that is illusory or something that kind of doesn't feel right or doesn't smell right, doesn't look quite right. Things seem off. Trust your intuition. Trust your spidey senses on that. Beautiful. And then I'm really drawn to the beautiful orange in the night sky. So we've got this huge star that's coming up on the card. And we've got a lot of the blue, lots of blue, lots of indigo, nighttime with the white. So of course, very much that connection to source, that spidey senses energy. And then we've got just a smattering of yellow and orange. And I'm drawn to the orange. And the orange is our sexuality, sensuality, creative expression and flow, and the ocean of our emotion. When we are focusing on the vision for our future, when we are focusing on where it is that we want to go and what it is that we want to achieve, you need to connect your emotional state to the full belief and trust in the fact that that can be so and that it will be so. So I'm hearing that it's really about diving into that ocean of emotion this week when it comes to your vision and making sure that your emotions are in alignment with what it is that you're seeing in your mind's eye, especially after that illusion has been cleared up and you can see exactly what it is that you're dealing with. Now, I always say knowledge is power, knowing is half the battle. So once the illusion is cleared and you know exactly what it is you're dealing with, now you can really dive in and step into that feeling of, oh yes, now I know exactly where it is that I'm heading. And I don't necessarily know how to get there, but I know that my dream team, my connection to source, is going to get me there. So I can release some anxiety around how that's going to be. Very cool card. She's also sitting in shallow water, and water is also representative of that ocean of emotion, so to speak. And the fact that the water is shallow, I feel, means that you have more of an opportunity to be able to see the emotion more clearly. Where is it coming from? Why is it popping up? Without having to do a deep dive and kind of losing yourself in the process. It's about being more emotionally balanced, more emotionally focused, and using the emotion to help you get where you need to be. Okay, so let's see. We are going to use, for our Oracle deck today, we're going to use the Elle deck. And this is Elle by, there's our card, by Arwen Lynch I believe is her name. If I'm getting that correct, we'll make sure to put that in post edit. All right, the card that flipped out at us is Concha, she who whispers, secrets, confessions, confidant. So I was talking to you about illusions a little bit here, illusions coming up in our reading this week. And now we've got secrets, confidant. So I want to say to you, when these illusions are made clear, you don't necessarily want to broadcast those illusions to the whole world. You want to recognize why the illusion was there in the first place. And you want to discern, is this something that the whole world needs to know? Is this something that my whole world needs to know? Or is this something that I can keep between myself and this person, place, or situation that the illusion is? You also want to keep in mind here, sometimes when you see behind the curtain, and I always talk about that, when you see beyond the illusion, you see behind the curtain. Sometimes it's more to your advantage to keep it to yourself, to use that knowledge for yourself. And I always like to say it's like the get out of jail free card in Monopoly. You can use it at any time that it feels more appropriate. But the point is, you have the understanding and the knowledge. You clearly know the secret. You know that the illusion is simply that, just an illusion. And how does that help you to move forward towards your dreams and your goals? You can be a confidant. You can be that person who helps, for example, helps the other person who's creating the illusion to find out why they feel that they need to create the illusion. Perhaps the illusion is a positive thing. Perhaps it is there to create a surprise for someone. So you're creating the illusion of something else to dissuade, to defer, and deflect. It doesn't always have to be in a negative context or connotation. And the third word here, confessions. This is really important. I feel like our dream teams are coming through today and this week to say, come clean. Anything that you've got going on that is not, I want to say, above board, or something that is on your heart or on your conscience, that it worries you, that you get anxious about it. What if somebody finds out? Come clean. We need to be pure of thought and pure of heart in order to be able to elevate our frequency and get where it is that we ultimately want to go. But we cannot do that when we are heavy-hearted, when we are burdened by our own choices, our own shame, by others' issues that perhaps we're trying to solve, or we're trying to protect someone from themselves. This is not the time to be doing that. It's the time now to confess, to get it out there, because once it's out, now you can really deal with it. It may not be comfortable. It may not be the ideal situation for you at the time, but in the long run, it's going to be better that you're unburdening your heart, that you are not trying to fix or solve somebody's problems, or trying to shield yourself and keep things in that aren't doing you any good. You know, sometimes we keep things and it eats us from the inside out. Well, that is not healthy. So let the truth come out, and it doesn't have to be loud and proud. It can be in a whisper. It can be in that more silent space. It can be in a thought out process. You know, you don't necessarily have to confess your concerns or your worries to the world. You can confess that to your best friend. You can confess it to your cat or your dog. You can confess it to yourself. Being truthful with yourself, being your own confidant, allowing your dream team to be that confidant for you. Shame, and I feel like it's really about shame. Shame is deadly. Shame is something that is going to keep you locked in an uncomfortable, unhealthy pattern and cycle, and it's going to perpetuate its own cycle. Shame tends to bring you people, places, and things that keep you in that shame, keeping you feeling that shame. So if this particular message is resonating with you about the shame, it is time to release it. And you can use your visioning and call in the dream team to help you move through that. Add source to the mix and release the shame. You don't have to do the deep dive anymore. You can be on top of the ocean. You can be on top of your emotions rather than being, sort of succumbing to them. Okay, let's pull a feather. I feel like I'm kind of like, ooh, airy fairy today with my message. Desire. And interesting that we've got an orange feather. And I mentioned to you that I was really drawn to the orange here. So I feel that this is a confirmation that it is about not doing the deep dive. It is about being in that shallow water and allowing your ocean to be able to add a little color to the vision. What is it that you deeply desire? Make sure that that is a part of your vision. If your vision is simply to exist on this, or I shouldn't say your vision, if your vision is really big, but what you're putting your focus on is to keep yourself small, or to say, well, I'm gonna just do the steady thing, I'm gonna do the safe thing, but the safe thing isn't what my desire is, there's something that's out of balance. And look at the two jugs create a bit of balance. So you want to make sure that what it is that you're envisioning for yourself is in alignment with your core values, with your true purpose. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of discrepancy. Don't be afraid to set your sights on something that you really desire and that you really seek out and really want in your life. Again, if that piece of shame is resonating with you, shame is something that holds you back and keeps you from pursuing your desires, because with shame, you feel that you're unworthy. So if that message in particular is resonating, I want you to really extra special this week focus on what is it that I really truly desire? And don't be afraid to write it down for yourself. Don't be afraid to voice it to yourself. Confess to yourself what that true desire is, and then ask if what is going on in your life right now is supporting that. And if it's not, you go back to your vision. You add to the vision. You tweak the vision, and you connect that desire. And it may turn the whole vision upside down. That's okay. When you have desire in the mix, when your ocean of emotion is in balance, things come to you and flow to you a lot more easily and effortlessly than they do if you do not have all of those things. And make sure to add source to the mix. Source is so happy. That's their whole purpose. The dream team's whole purpose, especially archangels, it is their purpose to help you to see your light and to live that empowered life and to experience the desires of your soul. So ask them for help. All right, folks, that's our reading for the week. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like what you see here, feel free to like, subscribe, and click the bell on my YouTube channel. I also have a number of different freebies on my website, The Black Feather Intuitive. I offer a touch of feather, which is a free reading. It's a feather reading every day. You can go back every single day and get a free reading on there. So feel free to check that out. Also want to let you know that if you are interested in this type of reading for yourself on a personal level, because this is very general what I go into, sort of for, a little bit of it for everybody. If you want something that's designed specifically and personally for you, I do this style of reading for a number of clients, and it's called the Winged Wisdom Oracle Reading, and I do it weekly. It shows up in your inbox. It's a videoed session, and I choose a really fun oracle deck, and I give you a reading every week that is tuned in and customized to your personal needs and what I'm getting for you and your life. So if you'd like to try that, feel free to check that out. My website, The Black Feather Intuitive, it is available on there under services, I believe, or bookings. You can also book on my Facebook page, The Black Feather Intuitive, and I also have an Insta, The Black Feather Intuitive. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Would love to connect with you more in any way that you see fit, that you would like to connect. Hoping you guys have the most amazing week. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.